That's right, everybody. Tough Mudder Charity Challenge this weekend. Word on the street right now. Let's go. Oh, baby, looking at those pictures of the first Tough Mudder that we did here in St. Louis just last year, 1 year ago from today. We got it coming up tomorrow, the Tough Mudder Charity Challenge to support Sue Strong and to support ALS patients. So excited about that. We're going to talk more about that in the show. I got the outfit on, everybody. This is the uniform right here. This is the Tough Mudder uniform. We got the front t-shirt. We got the back with our sponsors on it. Super excited about that for all the sponsors that we have. And we're going to have a great time. And I do wear a green headband just in case anybody's wondering about that. Listen, we're going to talk more about that later in the show. It's going to be an awesome show, but it is Friday. You know what that means, everybody. It's Finish Strong Friday. Whatever you're doing, get after it and work really hard. That steak's going to taste a lot better tonight when you dig into it. And so make sure you give it everything that you got. Wherever you're watching from today, tell us where you're watching from and throw some comments in throughout the show. We're going to have a great time today. We've got one of my favorite people in the industry, a family tradition here of consultants in the industry today. And we're going to have a great time talking to him. So please welcome from Burns Logistics, my good friend, Ed Burns, the Younger.
Trey, how you doing, man?
I love this song, man. We're gonna have to let this marinate. What's up, my friend? How are you?
You are looking tremendously fit today, if I may say so.
I appreciate that. You're not seeing from here down, so I appreciate that.
I don't have to.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice. So this song here, this song pick up? Does it pick up a little?
It does pick up.
We should just wait until it picks up. Let's just keep talking until it picks. We got Julie Fritz in the comments. What's up, Julie? Love Julie Fritz. Thanks for watching the show today. Yeah, we're just gonna see if this music picks up here. Here we go.
It does pick up, I promise. It takes a minute.
I'm gonna have to turn it up louder when it does. We'll have to turn it up. So before it picks up, let's just work into this. Tell everybody a little bit about Burns Logistics. What are you doing? What the heck do you do?
At Burns Logistics, we just connect people. That's all we do all day long. We're trying to help people be successful. So we're sales agents for carriers. We have a book of carriers we represent. We get them shippers. Shippers talk to us because we're bringing them asset carriers. Carriers talk to us because we're bringing them shippers. We try to make it work for everybody.
You guys are like a human load board. That's what you're like.
Yeah, it's all contract stuff. You know?
I love it.
We're not spot market guys.
Not spot market. You're dedicated. Yeah, I love it. You're a dedicated private human load board. That's what you are. That's on your website. The music's picking up as we talk about this. This is getting very dramatic. We should talk louder and with more passion. I like this.
It will build.
I like where this is going. I don't know. It's good stuff. All right, man. So I'm excited to have you on the show. You've made it to the word on the street. So super excited to have you on the show today. Yeah. So you're up in Eastern Pennsylvania. You guys have been doing some great work. Your dad got you into this game. Talk about growing up with Ed Burns Sr. in the logistics game. What was that like, man?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, he was doing sales for LTL carriers, and he would bring us kids with him on sales calls.
Nice.
So there's a picture of me at like 4 years old, standing in the wheel well of a Mack truck on their production floor. So always kind of grew up around it. I'm one of four. He brought all of us around. I don't know if he thought it helped with sales or what the deal was, but he definitely included us. And
so how is it that you're the only one that made it, in the family business then? How did that turn out?
Well, we were never, so we started the business 15 years ago, and there was never any discussion about kids joining the business. He was doing it. And so he didn't pressure us or anything, but I was doing some marketing stuff. I had a small agency, and I thought trucking seemed like a really good niche because growing up around it, understood it. And it was at a time when it seemed like a good idea to make it easy to have drivers apply online, right? So that's what I was doing. I was going to trucking companies and saying, how cool would it be if a driver could apply for a job on their cell phone and it went to your website? And so I was flipping websites and social media and spent a lot of time with him. So we started going to conferences together. He would bring me around with him, and then I sold my agency and needed to do something else. And a friend said, "Why don't you work with your dad?" I said, "I don't know. I just don't." He said, "Well, you should call him and ask for an interview." So I did, and here we are.
And here we are. And that's the end of it. I love it. And you guys are basically just sales professionals for carriers, and you're helping them find the shippers that have freight dedicated on the lanes that they want, and just making those connections like you talked about. Man, that's, it's interesting because you guys have obviously built a big network. You've done a great job of that. You're all over the place. We see on LinkedIn, we see on social and that type of stuff. I don't think people really appreciate the value of a good network of like, really working hard to build a great network. I had somebody ask me this one time on an interview that I did, what's the best advice you'd give for a new entrepreneur? And I think my number one advice, Ed, would be to take 6 months and build your network. Like if you could take 6 months and really build your network before you even launch and get people to know who you are and trust you. And it just makes it so much easier when you launch a product, especially if it's one that they could really benefit from. So I think there's a lot of value in that. How have you guys seen the network effect really impact your business?
Yeah, I mean, that's everything for us. Working with my dad, he's been doing this for 30 years. So he's built a really nice network. I had a chance growing up to learn how he does it. He's very relationship focused. And that's what he would take us on these sales calls, right? But the people who we were calling on, it wasn't a customer, it was his friend, right?
Yeah.
And so they're still friends today. And so I think there's kind of a little bit of a dynamic shift happening as younger decision makers come in. What a relationship means to them is maybe a little different and can exist more via social media than in person or on the golf course. So we try to work both angles.
But your dad is a golfer, and that's one thing that I love about him. I think that's important. He does play golf from time to time, and sometimes you got to do that, right? I mean, that's really important. So, all good stuff. And he's got a good name. He's built a lot of trust in his name, which is good. Yeah. One more thing I got to ask you real quick before we bring on the street crew in just a minute is you've given a TED Talk before, and I know it's been a little while, but you did a TED Talk before. What was that like? I've always wanted to do a TED Talk, and I'm curious, what did you talk on? What did you speak about?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I talked about social media and the breakdown in human relationships that could happen and how we can try to mitigate that through little things like taking social media connections, especially like via LinkedIn, and turn them into real in-person connections, whether that's meeting them at a conference or over a coffee, not being afraid to ask for help, and really build a network.
Yeah. That's huge. We need to work on a TED Talk together because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I'd like to talk about branding and the value of brand and, what that means. I think people undervalue brand and don't really, capture the essence of what it is. Here's my best example of brand. I've got a polo in my closet that costs about $12 to make, or $12 that'd be the price of it. It has a Nike swoosh on it. So now it's $45.
Absolutely.
It has a Masters logo on it. Now it's $95. The only thing that changed about that shirt are the brands that were attached to it. That's what raised the value. And I just don't think people fully appreciate what their brand can actually bring to them and the value it can bring to them. And so, I love talking about that kind of stuff. So we're going to have to work that out, man. We're going to have to work out a TED Talk workshop. I like that. Love it. All right, cool. All right. So listen, as you know, we got an event tomorrow. We got the Word on the Street Tough Mudder Charity Challenge, the second annual charity challenge. We're raising money for ALS patients. The end-of-life services are expensive. They're not covered by insurance. And unfortunately, my family had to go through this. My brother-in-law's mother-in-law passed away from ALS 5 years ago. We saw this firsthand. We raised money for her. And the only way we were able to raise money for her, the only way she would agree to it, is if we kept raising money after she passed for other ALS patients. And that's what we've done. We've got a golf tournament in September here in St. Louis that we do that fills out. I think we raise like $15,000 each year for that, maybe a little bit more. And then this is my contribution, is the Tough Mudder Charity Challenge. We're trying to raise $10,000. Do you know how much we're up to, my friend?
Hit me with it. Where are you?
So this is not completely accurate because we've had direct contributions. We've had a $500 direct contribution, and we have $400 in committed that hasn't made it here yet. But we were up to $6,490. We're trying to get to $10,000. And really cool thing happened. My good friend Tori Bass of Strategos Advisory Group agreed to match all donations for the next 48 hours up to $2,000, so we can raise $4,000 and hit our goal. So first of all, thank you, Tori Bass. Really appreciate you doing that. And for everybody out there, we're going to put the link into the LinkedIn chat as well as the YouTube chat. And if you want to go and give a $5 donation, 10, 20, 25, whatever, it's all going to be matched in the next 48 hours and help us get to our goal. Dude, I'm so pumped about that. Like, you throw these goals out there, you kind of wonder if they're possible. But man, having such good friends in the industry, we're going to get there, dude. I'm excited, man.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
So pumped for that, man. It's going to be good. So go make a donation in the next 48 hours. We're going to double it through my good friend Tori Bass, and we're going to hit our goal. And it's going to be awesome. And then hopefully I can last 9 miles and 30 obstacles tomorrow and not hurt myself. That's the goal. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. So Ed, we got to bring in the Street Crew. You're probably familiar with this. We have an entire group in the green room called the Street Crew. They come every week. We have a good time. We got to give it up for one of our sponsors. In fact, he's the first sponsor of the Tough Mudder Charity Challenge, and he wants a little more love and appreciation. So I just have to say from the bottom of my heart, this guy's like one of the most amazing persons on the planet. He does a great job in logistics, and he's coming to us from Chicago. Everybody give it up for the one and only Rob Bussey from BWS.
Magic Bus is in the house.
I like what you said earlier. You were the first person to push your button. You really were, and I got to give you credit for that. I threw the opportunity out there for companies to come on board as a sponsor. You said yes, my friend. I appreciate that. How are you doing?
I was very excited to see the all the people that had joined in, because it did start off a little slow, and even now with the GoFundMe, you're motivating me now to kick in some more, because I'm seeing this. The person's going to match, so we gotta, I know, man. It's gotta make them feel the pain and the love, right? So the more Ed and I kick in today, the better, you're gonna do.
I'm kicking in.
That's right. We got to make sure that Tori pays his fair share here with his donation. So got to make sure that happens. So Julie asks, where can you make a donation? So Julie, real quick, we're going to put the link into the LinkedIn live feed right now. Our podcast director is going to do that on the LinkedIn page for the show. Or easy, you can just go to GoFundMe.com and type in Word on the Street in a search. We're the only one that's called Word on the Street. So you'll see us and you can make a donation right away. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. We'll get that link in there for sure. But yeah, man, it's exciting. It's exciting to have just great people on our network. I mean, Tori's been a friend of mine for a long time. Tori was at Eagle Transportation down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, back when I was at DAT. And he was one of my accounts and one of the first people that I met in the industry. And he's just an incredible person, like an amazing person. And so I put this out there, like, hey, we're going to try to get there. Let me know if you want to help. He sent me a text, said, man, what can I do? How can I help? And I said, well, you can make a donation. We'd appreciate that. I said, or maybe you want to do a match, if you wanted to help, kind of spur things along. He goes, dude, I'll match up to $2,000, whatever people give in the next 48 hours. I was like, are you serious? Let's do it. So kudos to Tori Bass over at Strategos Group. Love that dude. And the GoFundMe link is now there. Scott put it in there. Morgan put it in there. So you can jump on that, Julia. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, So I'm really stoked and excited about that. So, but Rob, you're the first, man. You're the first to push your button. We got
say no more, man.
Listen. I'm going to say this for the next 48 hours.
ALS is devastating, man. And everybody should try to give it. We got to wipe that out, man. That is just.
It sucks.
That's horrible.
I mean, it's terrible. It's like we saw it firsthand. And just to give you a quick background, so Suk Strong Foundation was based on Joan Suker's life. She died in her 60s. She was a marathon runner in great shape. And then was diagnosed early on. They caught it pretty early. And she lived 5 years, which is a pretty long time for ALS. Mm-hmm. Usually it's like 1 to 2 years that people get. But we just saw what it does. And it's so sad because her mind was always still so sharp, but her body just started failing her to where she lost the ability to run, and then it lost the ability to walk, and then lost the ability to move herself around, lost the ability to speak because your vocal cords are muscles and they end up just stopped working. So she had to communicate on a device. And it was just so difficult to watch that. And so it's just the least we can do. And this is why some people ask me, why do you do the 9 mile tough mile? Like, why do you do the 9 mile? Do the 3 mile, I do the 9 mile because I want to feel a little pain and I want to be thankful for the fact that I can do it, that I still have the ability just to move and to do these things. And so it's an honor and a privilege to be able to run, on her behalf and to raise money in her name for ALS patients. So yeah. It's crazy.
One of the Chicago Bears from back in the day, you get some of you people who might remember him from the Super Bowl 6, Steve McMichael.
Yeah.
He's,
oh, really?
He's on the he's late in the game too, so he's he's in bad shape.
And there's no reason. I mean, some of the most healthy people in the world, athletes,
Oh, yeah.
Derek, like it just doesn't. There's just no reason to rhyme to it, and it's just really sad. So it's really unfortunate, and it's just an honor to do that. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being the first.
Thank you for what you do and the golf outing and everything, because everybody's contributions help.
Yeah, it all matters. Absolutely. That's right. All matters. All right. We got to welcome this guy in. This guy's all over. In fact, I think he just started a new podcast. He's doing all kinds of stuff. You know him as the Bodacious Cowboy. Everybody give it up for our good friend, Jeff Dickinson. You wouldn't expect this music, Ed, but this is Jeff. He's the Bodacious Cowboy.
That really hit me out of left field.
This is what he
I
does.
know, right?
I know.
Unbelievable.
It's
What
a
a
great
wonderful way to meet Ed.
See, Jeff's got stories you don't know about. He's got some stories that you don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
we'll save those. We'll save those for a little later. All right, we got to bring on our boy from Denver, Colorado. One of my good friends, and he was going to guest host today, but I said, nah, I can be there. I'm going to do it. So we'll save it for another time. He does a great job, anyways. From Talent Solvers, give it up for our good friend Coleman Ruffin, everybody.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do? I was going to say, you actually showed me love for being a decent host. I was like, that's the only reason you didn't let me do it today. You're like, oh, I did so bad last time. Can't have him do it again. No,
listen, I normally have a group that I go to the last Friday of the month, and I was planning on going to that. But then I thought, it's a Tough Mudder Charity Challenge. I got to be here for this one. Yeah. So it had nothing to do with your performance, Coleman. In fact, I think you knocked it out of the park so much, I was a little nervous for my job. So, we'll get you back in here hosting again, too. How you doing, my friend? Everything good?
Good. It's a beautiful day out here. My dogs are barking at the mailman, so I apologize if you hear them in the background, but otherwise, nothing I can complain about.
What's up, Coleman?
Hey, good to see you again, my friend. Everybody.
Denver, Colorado, everybody. Okay, listen, we had TIA last week. We're going to talk about it a little bit on this show. We had TIA last week, but now it's over, which means we're going to shift our focus to the next one, and that's the TMSA Elevate Conference coming up in June. And we've got with us today the Executive Director of TMSA and my good friend, Jennifer Carpus Romaine. With a new song.
Yes.
We're going to let this play for a minute. This is good.
Okay.
Let's let it play. Good.
Tick, tick, boom.
There we go. Love it. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. As I told you yesterday, this is the song I listen to regularly to get myself pumped up and ready to, get ready for TMSA Elevate. We're kind of in our final stretch. But I got this song because my nephew plays hockey and they played at the hockey games. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, nice.
Put that on the workout.
We be disturbing a piece. Working, we serving.
Oh, it's good.
There we go.
Had to throw a little extra in there for you.
I like it a lot. So I still love Shania Twain. I still love Calling for Ladies on Word on the Street. But I also feel like since we have done ladies editions of Word on the Street, I have gotten my wish there. So I am free to change my walk-up song as desired.
Very good. That's right. And if you guys go to tmsatoday.org, you can learn all about the Elevate Conference and sign up. There's still plenty of room available. We're going to have a good time. Savannah Bananas might be in the house doing some fun stuff. We've got a lot of things that we're working on. It's going to be really exciting. If you're in sales and marketing, in transportation, you got to go or send somebody to this show. Like, you got to go. You got to go. It's just that good. So make sure
your hand if you're going.
I'm going. I'm emceeing. Ed, come on, Ed. Come on, Ed. Let's go. Ed, we got to get you.
We like to put people on the spot here.
That's right. Ed, sign up right now, Ed. Right now. Go. Sign up right now.
I'm doing it.
Right after you give a donation.
I'm looking into it.
All right.
It is fun. It's a good time. We'll go to the Savannah Bananas game the Saturday before conference.
Yes. Hey, Jennifer's throwing out the first banana, y'all. I'm telling you.
They will blindfold me, and I have to find the banana on the field with the crowd telling me where
to go. Like hot, cold, right, left. Oh, it's so good.
How could that possibly go wrong?
It's so good.
I asked the president, do you have any advice? And he's like, wear proper clothing. Because I'm like, good tip. And then we have a great conference.
We do.
So many great speakers, so much to do, so much to see. We really believe in like the networking and conversation. We have our Blazers Bash, which recognizes our award winners. Super pumped about that. And then people said, hey, we want even more chances to network and engage. And I said, okay. So after the close of our conference, we'll be doing an optional Port of Savannah tour as well. So when I say that I listen to pump up music in the morning, it's true because coordinating all of those things is a lot of
We get
Jennifer,
to
what's the
meet,
big piece of content that everybody needs to catch while they're there? Like, what's going to be the highlight?
So
Oh
we
my
have a lot of great stuff, but one of the biggest things our members ask for is a shippers panel, hearing directly from shippers, how to market to them, how to sell to them, really great knowledge on that front. And then one thing I'm really proud of is that we're doing kind of a highlight on REITs across America. So we are a trade nonprofit in the space. And so we try to highlight all of the great things that other organizations are doing. One of our early networking when you first get to the show on Sunday night, we're actually going to do a community give back to help the local Savannah area as well. So we're coordinating with which local group we're working with and how to like get the stuff there and back and the logistics of that all. But we really believe in giving back and showing light on that. But then there's a ton of great breakouts to kind of cover all of sales and marketing topics. And then we'll be broadcasting live from the show here on, well, not here on LinkedIn, on the TMSA LinkedIn with the morning show with Trey and Bryce Blumleaf. So they'll be bringing special guests on, and that'll be just really great. Anything that we think that we need to touch on for sales and marketing that might not be covered in the sessions, because, you know, we move really fast in sales and marketing in the space, will be covered there too. So all kinds of stuff. And then, yes, we have the president of the Savannah Bananas coming as our opening keynote, and he's bringing his marketing manager, his ticket manager, and his customer experience manager as well for a Q&A. So
And
jam-packed.
maybe
everybody
Wait,
I've
somebody-
said about this bananas has told me, wait a minute, how did you get tickets? There's a 3-year wait to get them. And I said, if you come to this conference, Jennifer's got a block. Come on in.
Sure do.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
on in. And
That's
my
right,
son is going to dress up as a banana.
As he should. As he should.
Yeah,
And
as he should.
I got him a banana costume and little yellow sunglasses. He's going to be
Yeah.
so adorable.
as he should. As he should. And there may be some TikTok worthy moments. I'm just going to throw that out there. There might
Because-
be.
By your choice.
Well, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely, by my choice, because I get the microphone. So you never know what's going to happen. You just
Mistakes.
never know.
I can cut your microphone at any time.
You could.
I was
That's
gonna
true.
say.
Let's just be. Come on. Let's be.
Good idea.
I keep that power, not here, but at my show.
I know. That's my job on this show, but not when I'm at your show. So don't be good. Hey, one person that we got to get to this show. I can't get this guy out of his office. He works too much. He's phenomenal at what he does. You guys know him as the Freight Sensei. Everybody give it up for our good friend Scott Watanabe. Okay, Ed. This is participation. You got to do some hand gestures. And if you don't know them, just make them up. Just make them up. Here we go. Yeah.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember.
Remember the name.
Hey, baby.
His name up in lights.
I like it. I appreciate it.
We
What's
don't
up,
really know the whole
Scott?
song.
That was
We
a
don't know
lot
the
more
whole song.
interaction than when I hosted, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, by the way, we've nixed the dad joke segment forever. That's not coming back. That's gone.
Oh, man,
We're
that
not
was
doing
rough. Thanks to Rob for coming in with his book, because I was like, hey, all right, well,
So funny. Scott, we got to get you to TMSA, man. We got to get you. Come on.
it'll be fun.
You're a sales trainer. This is what you do. Like, we need you there to tell people all the awesome stuff you do at Armstrong. Like,
Yeah.
we need you there. So tell Lauren and Morgan.
I'll keep working the magic.
Yeah, get that working, man. We need
Yeah,
we
the
need that happen.
expo, like in that time, you were like, go talk to Lauren. And then I went to turn around after at TIA and the doors closed. And I was like, oh, well, I guess the expo time is
I
done
know.
for now.
Well, not only that, but I think y'all left early because the last expo period, I was going to go talk to Armstrong, and they were gone. They were not at the booth, so I missed them too. So I was really bummed about that. They bounced, man. They bounced early. So
Well, why would you announce
wouldn't
that?
have.
in
Yeah,
case
come on,
they
Trey,
weren't
don't
supposed-
be throwing them
call
under
people
the
out
bus.
like that
Yeah,
on a
like,
public
I'm
forum.
totally calling them out. Like,
Bitch.
come on.
We're trying to get them to come to our show. Don't make them mad.
That's what I can do. All right. So, everybody, this is Ed Burns. Let's put Ed in the center so we can highlight him today. Coleman, you got to move up to the top, buddy. So, Ed, listen, I know it's kind of, you can do some high fives, So, if Coleman and I want to high five, we just do this. Let's see if he can do it. Yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty good. Nice work. Nice. Ed's going to raise the roof with Coleman. That's what he's going to do. So, anyway, so Ed,
Yeah,
we
go
love to
down,
have a little
go
bit of.
down.
We love to have a little bit of fun on the show from time to time, but I want to do a quick recap of TIA. Did you get to go to TIA, Ed? Were you there?
No.
We got to get you guys to that too. You guys have so much knowledge. Like, you need to talk about getting on a panel with them.
It
Do
was
you
the
know Ann
Pennsylvania-
Reinke? Have you?
It was the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association. We gotta go local if there's a
That's
conflict.
true. I get it. And I got nothing wrong with local, but it was a great show. 1,900 people were there. Everybody, 1,900 is the largest TIA show
Big
that
crowd.
they've had. Rob, you were there. Jen, you were there. I was there. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Greg Roberts was there. Chris Jolly was there. But I mean, there were tons of people there. It was awesome. Jen, what was your one takeaway from the TI? What was the thing that you were like, man, you came home and this is awesome?
Oh, wow.
Just one.
Just one. So for me, TIA always signals like, oh, your show's just around the corner. So I go in like panic mode for a minute. But I will say I do like checking out the swag, which of course you'll be so happy because you love swag. And like the CS recruiting water bottle that extended up, you can make it smaller, big. My son is obsessed with it. He's brought it to kindergarten all week. I told Charlie and it made her and her team very happy. But I do think it's just great to like check in on the education's different segments, learning about what's going on. I always like to listen to like how different technologies are integrating and what people are doing. That's always like one of my favorite things to hear about because it's so important both from a front end and back end, how the different parts of your business are communicating, both through your technology and in person. Love it. Could chat about it all day.
Yeah, and there were some good sessions there. The one that I was probably most hot on was the one about pricing automation. So Green Screens was there, Chad Olson with AVRL was there, Freight Vana was there, ARL Logistics was there, and they were just talking about really the power of using machine learning and artificial intelligence with historical pricing data, with the tendencies that companies have and what their desires are to really produce this wealth of knowledge that a new person sitting in that carrier sales seat or sitting in that customer sales seat would have access to and almost become a veteran like overnight with pricing and how powerful that was. And so that breakout was in one of the largest rooms. They had 400 people in there. They had to turn people away because of the fire code. They were too deep in the back standing. And I know that because I was in the front line of that too deep in the back standing. I've never been in a room in an environment where that was the case, but it was a phenomenal session to learn about, where things are headed. And I was asking some people like, why are you here? I asked Andy Shields of Silo, hey, why did you come to this session? He goes, pricing's hard, especially in this market. Pricing's just hard. And I don't know that that's going to ever change. Pricing's always going to be a challenge, but having the right technology and the right tools is making a huge difference. So I think you're right. The educational sessions were really good. It was hard to choose what to go to. They were so good. And that's when, Rob, do you feel that way? What were takeaways, man?
Well, it was my first TIA, and
that was your first one? Awesome.
That was my first one. We just became
cool.
members this year, so we're
nice.
excited. But I'll tell you, the one thing I didn't realize was how much it is, basically there for the 3PLs, and how much they do from I'll say a political standpoint or a Washington standpoint, lobby on our behalf and whatnot. So it's nice knowing that there's some people out there who sort of have your back in the industry, and that was pretty cool. But I mean, the networking and the events and everything was just a really good show. Now,
CJ Johnson is a part of your team there. Did you guys have any fun in the evenings? Did you guys have any fun?
You guys, I will tell you, is this recording? No, I'm just kidding. But
it definitely is.
We had a lot of fun. CJ is one of a kind, and
that's a true statement.
That's true. I cannot hang with him from a
that's
good time standpoint. I got one night in me, and he can go every day. So. But he's got a great, he's one of our owners, and he's just a great guy. He owns Flowtrans as well, another company. He owns BNC Logistics, a warehousing. So, but yeah, no.
Also a strong fan of TMSA.
Yes, he loves us. He'll be at the show.
I never told him about brand TMSA. He didn't know what's TMSA, and now he's like Mr. TMSA. So, he'll be there, and he's a great guy. He's got a great attitude. He's someone who's always looking out for people and he's like a matchmaker type guy too, who fits with who and that kind of thing. So
yeah, he's a genuine guy. I love hanging out with that guy. And
when I go there as well, Craig Allen.
Yeah, Craig was there. When I go to the bars, it's just to talk, literally, because I don't drink. By the way, I did have to open up a tab for a Diet Coke. That was weird. Did that, but that's all right. Normally those are free, but whatever, So did that. Although at the end of the night,
they charge you?
No, at the end of the night, they just gave me my card back. I'm like, all right. I told them, I said, I'm only going to have Diet Cokes. That's all that and water.
They didn't believe you.
They didn't believe me. Totally didn't believe me. So
was that at the Hard Rock?
No, that was at the Lowe's Pacific.
I was
Okay.
going to say that event
Yeah.
was covered. Why are they taking your card?
No. Those are the low specific. It was not
Booze,
bad, no.
booze was covered, but Diet Cokes, no.
Diet
Yeah,
Coke,
no.
I was like, I had a Diet Coke at one
No.
point, and they didn't take my card. So
Yeah.
that seems like a
Yeah.
trade.
So
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, you want to start a tab?" I was like, I guess." I've never had to answer that question before on a Diet Coke, but let's do it. Let's start a tab, So we did, and at the end of the night, they just gave me my card back and didn't charge me. Like, okay, all right.
So
thanks.
far, they haven't charged you.
Yeah, that I know of. Right, there
Wait.
might be some other charges from Nicaragua now on my card that I don't know about. That could be possible. I better check the balance and kind of see what's going on with that.
But it was
No.
a great event.
It was. The show was great. And, to go back to your point, Rob, Ann Rinke, she came from the government side of things, working with the railroads. And so having her as the CEO of TIA now, we really do have an advocate and a strong voice who knows the game, who knows the Washington political game.
She's wonderful.
And that's it's a big focus. Yeah, she's doing a great job. Just doing
Ann is
awesome.
wonderful.
So I just got to throw this out there. Okay. Women in Trucking ran by Ellen Voyer. Awesome show. All right. TIA ran by Ann Rinke and Cindy Amos. Awesome show. Manifest ran by Courtney Muller. Awesome show. TMSA Elevate ran by Jennifer Carpus Romaine. Awesome show. I think we need the ladies to take the leadership on some of these things a little bit more often. I'm just throwing that out there. These shows are amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
But
So
even
We
as
like
you know,
to plan and we like to party.
it was amazing.
I don't know what that was, but I just
we bow to you.
She was-
All you
You're
women
going
who
for high fives or
help
something.
us.
I don't know what I'm doing there, but no, it's great. So they're good shows. By the way, we just partnered with Manifest. We're now a partner of theirs and excited for that in Manifest 2024 that's coming up as well. So some really great shows that are coming. So I can't wait for TMSA coming up soon. We'll have that here June 11 through 13. Go to tmsatoday.org and sign up for that. It's like /meetings or something, but you'll find it on
You
there.
can go to events.tmsatoday.org.
Events.tmsatoday.org.
That'll
There
take
we
you
go.
right.
Change our banner on that. That'll be
I mean, you can get there through tmsatoday.org. You'll just learn a little
You
bit
can.
about our membership too. So
That's right. Okay, listen, we got to pause and pay the bills, everybody. Shout out to our sponsor, Green Screens. Check out why you should use Green Screens right now. Take a look at this video.
Green Screens was a big part in allowing us to have 19% month-over-month growth.
Fantastic. Their documentation is good and it's easy to work with.
A key differentiator with us in choosing Green Screens was the real-time data.
It's a very useful tool. It shows you how you're doing compared to the other network users, and it's quick. It plugs right into our TMS, so we use it every day.
And when you win the freight, you're going to win on the freight instead of just winning it to lose.
Oh, that video is a little shorter than I thought. Yeah. So thank you to Green Screens. We appreciate you guys so much. Greenscreens.ai. If you're a freight broker and you're pricing freight and you're not using greenscreens.ai, check them out. Go to greenscreens.ai. Tell them you heard about us on the Word in the Street. Set up a demo. See the difference, everybody. Appreciate greenscreens.ai. By the way, they've given $1,200 towards this Tough Mudder Charity Challenge. You're like an honorary sponsor at this point. I don't know. Kudos to Don and their team. I got to eat this bite of pizza real quick. That's pretty good. Just like doing silly stuff. All right.
Well, I was going to say, that's where Word on the Street started, is over lunch.
That is how it started. Thank you,
every
Coleman.
single
Back
time.
in the day.
So,
You
yeah,
know
you're
that
bring it back.
We've almost completed, or I guess we've completed 3 years. We're into year 4 now, which is pretty wild when you think
Wow.
about that. I can't believe we're still, this thing
Awesome.
is still going. It's
Yeah.
crazy. All right. Hey, listen, we have another in the green room that's going to come on here today. And she's been doing a few things. We'll just say doing a few things in life. Book writing. She's doing some speaking stuff. Hopefully a book signing somewhere. I want to sign copy this. Everybody give it up for our good friend from Zen Freight Solutions. Stress-free shipping, everybody. Raquel Packets in the house. Here we go, everybody. Ready? What's up, my friend? How are you?
Hello. I've got my newest hire, Mr. Mitch, here.
I was going to say
hi
you traded
everyone.
you traded out. Where's John? He's gone.
That doesn't look like John.
He's here. He's here. He's just out in the office right
You
now.
traded up.
That was
Traded
John
up.
in
What's up?
disguise.
That doesn't look like John.
So I apologize. I was speaking. Who is this here? Introduce us again.
Yeah, no worries. This is our newest hire, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. How are you? I'm
What's up,
Trey.
guys?
Welcome.
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good to have you. So are you now a part of the Zen Freight Solutions team? Is that what I heard?
I am.
Look at this. Look at this company growing.
Third week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Third week. And what are you doing for Zen Freight Solutions?
Well, right now I'm still getting used to the systems and everything, so they're kind of dragging me along. At some point, working
is key.
Hope to work with some customers and bring some more revenue to the team and keep trucking along.
I love it. I love it. No, it's great. You got to have good training. Scott's all about that. A more proper introduction would be this.
Love it.
Probably the best commercial of all time. Maybe one of those. That's definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Now, are you a Pennsylvania native? Are you out of Butler, PA, as well, or where do you reside?
That's correct. Yeah, I am from Butler, Cranberry area, and now back in Butler.
Cranberry Township.
That's correct.
I love how Pennsylvania does townships. Louisiana doesn't do counties; they do parishes. So very interesting how some states have some things differently, do things a little differently. So you guys have townships there. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mitch. Thanks for coming on the show. Did you know you were going to be on a live show today? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea what's going on. Really, she's on
a live show.
Raquel's like, Mitch, come over here real quick.
She did. She put me on the spot, but that's okay.
I love it.
Well, welcome, Mitch. Welcome to the industry.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Don't forget to follow me for freight tips every Tuesday. I got them.
Okay. I can do that.
All right. Freight Sensei on Instagram and this Freight Tip Tuesdays are really good. That's for sure. So, Mitch, just to give you an idea, this started during the COVID era, during the pandemic, when we were just lonely on Fridays at lunch. I just invited a bunch of people. Somehow Raquel got connected to that, and she can't leave. She's here with us now forever. She's part of the street crew. So that's how it is. That's just how it goes.
Trey, I've been praying for you to do an awesome job this weekend at the Tough Mudder. I know I won't be there.
It. I'm very, very sad that you won't be here. And let me tell you what's happened. Let me tell you what's gone down. All right. We persevere. Like the show must go on, as they say. The show must go on. But everyone on my team has fallen out.
Oh, no.
We've had injuries. We've had family crises that have come up. We've had all kinds of stuff come up. I still have a team of 3. So Ansley's going to be there. You remember Ansley, and from last year, and her dad is going to be there. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's going to happen. But the team is doing. No, Greg has a family thing. So his son is having his, I guess maybe his first communion or something along those lines. Something's happening that is really important. I was like, Greg, come on, you can tape it. Like, it's not a big deal. But he decided not to go that route, so he's out. And
so that's the right choice.
Smart guy,
it is the right choice. Hayden's on. Hayden just made a job change. He's got some things going on. He's got going that on. We've had 2 injuries. Jason Rabin ripped his hand and did some nerve damage. I hope I just didn't break some HIPAA violations, but he said that publicly. Chris Mayberry, same thing. He's got a massive ankle injury that he's still rehabbing. So it's just one thing after another, but it's like, you know what? I'm still gonna rock and roll. So it's gonna be great. Clark, you want to come? Clark's here in St. Louis. Anybody in St. Louis want to join? We got 3 extra tickets. If you want to,
check out Boise to St. Louis flights.
8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 8 a.m. Central, and we're gonna do the.
And how warm is it gonna be?
Oh, good question. So a week ago, I looked and it was going to be a high of 52 and rainy. I was not happy because that's all we get, right? That's all we get for these stupid Tough Mudders. The Dallas one wasn't even any better. Dallas was just as bad. But the weather has changed in the last 48 hours, and so now what we're looking at is let me go back and check this out. The high tomorrow is supposed to be 68, low of 43, and no rain. So probably when we start racing, it'll be about 48 degrees, 50 degrees, and it'll warm up there as we go. So we're good. This one's going to be great. Yeah, it's good. There's Johnny boy. What's up, John Packets? How are you doing, buddy?
Everybody.
I thought she traded you out, man. I was like, what happened to John?
She did. She got a new and improved model.
Traded up. Oh,
I don't know about that.
I was like, man, John's looking a little rough over there, man. I'm just kidding.
Something's changed, man. He got glasses. What happened?
I got my hair back.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh man.
Oh, and the timing of that sound effect could have been better. Nice job. Well done. Well done. Morgan's working the booth today. She's doing a great job. All right. This show's getting out of hand. Listen, a couple things we got to talk about this week before we finish the show with our typical This Week in Pictures, which we got a lot of them this week. A lot of pictures for This Week in Pictures, everybody. So just be ready for that. But we got a lot of things to talk about this week. Have you guys seen that there's a dodgeball sequel that's in discussion? Have you seen this?
No.
Which I think is fitting that I'm wearing this today because this could totally be a team outfit right here. This could be a dodgeball team right here. Are you for it? Are you against it? How many are for it? Hands up.
Oh yeah.
It depends on who they have in it. Is it the same guys?
I'm sure it'll be some of the same guys.
Well, then I'm in.
But they're going to be like, they better be the same, but they're like 20 years older. It's going to be like the senior league or something.
That's great.
That's funny.
That would be awesome.
When they fall down.
Maybe this was the original plan. They had the first one and they said, listen, in 20 years, we're going to do a sequel when you guys are older. And they're like, well, okay, whatever, we'll do it. Maybe that's
I hope they still have the old guy in the wheelchair throwing wrenches at people.
Yeah, bring back the wrench.
And the Ocho. We need the Ocho back for that. That's going to be great. Oh, so good.
What they should do is film a movie, then right away film the sequel, but hold it for like 20 years and say, it's part 2 coming out, you know?
Yeah, just keep going. I did hear that Vince Vaughn is definitely in. I don't know about Ben Stiller and some of the others, but Vince Vaughn's kind of he's a linchpin of that thing anyway, so it'll be good. He'll get some good people, maybe get some new people in there. Rob Riggles maybe get in there or somebody, so it'll be good. I have no doubt they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it work. But yeah, we'll see if that comes out. So that's good. Speaking of movies, has anybody seen Air yet? The movie about Michael Jordan joining Nike. Coleman, you saw that? Well, okay. Quick review. 60-second review.
60-second review. I can give even like a shorter one. Go see it. It's great. It's a great movie, especially if you're a sports person and like shoes. Like going through how they went through and designing this, and from a sales perspective, it's even great, right? You're learning about how they defied the odds at that point to land arguably the greatest athlete that's ever lived.
Yeah,
it's a great
because prior to that, Nike was just a running shoe company with no endorsements, with no real talent. I think that they had Steve Prefontaine, because he's from Oregon, he's a runner. Maybe that's like their only celebrity at that time that the company had. They didn't have anybody. And Reebok
they had a couple of basketball people, which you'll see in the movie, but yes, they were like,
I don't remember them.
They were the low, exact case in point, right?
yeah, they didn't remember that. But Reebok was big at that time, which Reebok, people don't even remember that. Adidas was, coming on the scene at that time, and Jordan loved Adidas, so that's a good movie. I think that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote this one as well, correct? Yeah, just like they did Good Will Hunting. So these guys are just good at what they do. Pretty impressive. So go see Air. That's good. Also, we had the passing of Jerry Springer. Died at age 79 this week. Which seems kind of young. But did anybody grow up watching Jerry Springer?
Mm-hmm.
Those were some wild shows. That was like a whole.
That's another
Weird Al created a song based on Jerry Springer. So
did he?
On his own show.
Totally off the chain.
That show was crazy. But at the end of it, he's always like, take care of yourself and others, which was like the most ironic closing to a show, because there was no taking care of each other on the show. They were fighting and going after it, throwing stuff at each other. Chairs were flying, bodyguards were rushing in all the time. Like it was the antithesis of take care of yourself and each other. But Jerry Springer passed away, unfortunately, this week. So age 79. It's coming for us all, everybody. None of us got out of this alive, but it's really sad when it happens. So my mom had several people pass away this past month too. 4 people in her life passed away. She's getting a little older, and it's like I'm starting to think of it now from that perspective. Like this is what's going to happen. We're going to move into an era where the people that we know and love and grew up with are going to pass away, and then eventually us. So that's a depressing note.
Let's get back on a happy train.
Let's kick the vibe back up here and get some happiness. Let's work on some energy. We need some more energy. I would love to be a fly on a wall when Jennifer turns this up to 11 in her house.
It happens often.
I'm sure it does. That barn door's in trouble because you're running around just
the barn door. How about the kids?
No, he gets into it.
Both.
The barn door is handcrafted by my husband.
I know. It's probably solid. It is. It is.
He hates it because he's a perfectionist, and he was like, I only will let you put that in the office because you're the only one that's going to see it. I'm like, sure, because it's right behind me on every call I take. But yes, husband, please put it up so I can close it.
Although I don't think I've ever seen it closed on all the conversations we've had. It's always open.
Because
the first one was first for her first episode because she has that Be the Light behind her, right?
Thank you. Yes, I did the painting. I did the mural, but I try to close it when my son is home. But as you guys know, he breaks through it. There's no latch on it, so he just opens it and spins around like an adorable psychopath. So
it's just pretty. It's just a pretty door. That's really all it is. It's just a pretty door.
I do close it when I have to. But.
Yeah. Ed, did you grow up watching Jerry Springer? Did you watch?
My mother wouldn't let me.
Really good for her. Yeah, good for her.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Saved you some crazy moments growing up. Now, here's another weird story. Did you guys see this? There's a guy named Jason Momoa who's been left in charge of an entire island over in Abu Dhabi. Have you guys heard this?
No.
Do you not know who Jason Momoa is?
Yeah, why are
did
you saying
say
it like that? That man can do anything he wants to do.
I don't know who that is. This is
I would
another
watch him
opportunity of us,
grow
you know?
grass.
I don't know.
He can do anything he wants to do.
I gotta look it up now. All right, I'm looking it up.
Why isn't he on the
He
screen?
knows who he is. Aquaman.
Look up.
It's
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Okay.
Khal
okay, so
Drogo?
listen.
Khal Drogo?
Okay, pause.
Yeah.
Listen. Our family is not into those kind of movies. All right, so I don't know.
You didn't watch Game of Thrones?
You know who I bet you knows
No.
who he is? Your wife. Because every woman knows who that man is.
I okay, listen, I will bet you. I will bet you like I don't know what I want to bet. I want to bet a lot. I want to go big. I want to go all in on this. And my wife has no idea who this guy is. I guarantee.
Well, then she's
it.
missing out. If she doesn't.
I mean, the sad thing is, I don't disagree with you, Jennifer.
That's-
I don't
I
disagree. Like,
I know your wife knows who he is.
yeah, oh, 100%.
He's the new Rock in the new Fast and
Because
Furious.
I've already predetermined that we would be best friends, even though I've never met.
100%.
Listen.
You're on the same page.
Yeah.
It might be. You know what? I'm gonna text my wife right now and see if I get a response. But
I'd work out with
I'm pretty sure this is gonna
Okay,
be.
who says she does know who he is?
I'm thinking, yeah.
I didn't know the name. Like, I know
She's
Aquaman.
gonna
go.
text you back with like a
There
guess.
you go.
I just text her. There's like a 2% chance she responds before the
He's in
show's
Fast
over.
and
Yeah, she's
Furious.
probably like, leave me alone. I'm
Like the
busy.
new
Well,
one.
well, no,
Busy
she's in
watching a
Branson,
Jason
Missouri with
Momoa film.
she's in Branson, Missouri with 14 eighth graders on a field trip.
He
So-
forgot to
that's-
say, don't
that's
answer.
unreal.
They're beating against me.
You know what? Hey, listen, I kind of want to know now. So I mean, let's see where we're working with here. But we watch a lot of Hallmark around here. So unless he's been on a Hallmark show, there's a good chance that she does not know. So
He's
we'll
not
find out.
Hallmark material.
No.
He's
No,
not.
He's not.
He's not Hallmark material. I'm looking at him right now. Definitely not Hallmark material.
You're
but,
looking at him right now.
well, I looked him up to see who he was, and of course, the pictures just all you get
You
on a
should put him
Google
on the
search.
You have him
screen,
on your wall.
okay?
You got
Why aren't we looking at him now?
Listen, all
Yeah, we share screen. Morgan,
guys are
come on.
so wrong. Listen, I just looked him up to see who he was, and of course, they don't give a description of him. They just show all these glorious
Because
pictures.
no description needed.
Exactly. It's just these pictures. That's all it is. That's it. That's all it is, right there.
Because that's
right?
all you need. Look at him.
Jennifer, by the way, everybody, Jennifer has a list of people that I think there's an agreement in place. I don't know with her husband that there's a list of guys.
Hall
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hall
it-
pass.
I mean,
There
it's
you go,
not
yes.
official, but he would be on it. I think my husband would be fine. I don't know. I'll have to
not-
ask him.
It's
but-
not
Oh,
official.
and yeah, Nelly and Jason Momoa.
Nellie's on there. That's right. We talked about this. Nellie's on the list. That's right. See, Ed,
is that
this
a
is
one-day
what
hall
happens
pass?
in the show. It's a 1 day hall pass. That's correct. That's the agreement I heard. Ed, this is what happens in the show. We start talking about logistics. It was really great. It was somewhat professional when you came on. It's all bets are off. It's
Let's
amateur
get back
hour.
to freight. You
The
know,
last half hour is just wow. It's just it always is.
It's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea.
That's the last
Hey,
time I'll
speaking
go
of-
on that show.
Speaking of Jason Momoa, all right, so we'll transition here. Do you guys know what National Day it is today? We like to celebrate these from time to time. Some are goofy, some are serious. Like Easter, Good Friday, things like that. Mother's Day coming up. Everybody, don't forget Mother's Day is coming up. Do you guys know what today's National Day is? Don't look it up. Scott's like over there.
I think I heard it, but tell us.
It didn't come up
It's
on my-
National
on my calendar.
Superhero Day.
Oh, I love it.
I know, National Superhero Day. So everybody, real quick, go around the room. Who's your superhero of choice? I will start. It's Superman because I want to fly. All right, Coleman, what do you got?
Batman, 100%.
Okay,
He's
Batman's
that.
good choice. All right, but he can't fly.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you got?
Batman.
Oh, another Batman. Jeff, what do you got?
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse, and you put the hat on. I love it. Keep that hat on, my friend. Ed,
Flash Gordon.
Flash
Ooh,
Gordon. Oh,
Flash
okay.
Gordon. How you didn't say Flash Gordon?
Oh, look. Oh my gosh, everybody, pause.
Oh no.
You got
who's
to
coming?
pause.
Speaking
Yeah.
of superheroes,
It is coming. Listen, you guys are all wrong. All right. So I'm just, you guys all suck. All right. Listen. All right. So,
Wow.
Except for you, Ed. He excluded
we got a
you.
text from his wife.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, look at this,
Did you
everybody.
send her
Look
the
at
name
this.
or the picture?
No, look, I sent her the name. Oh, now you want me to send her the picture? I'm not sending her the picture. Might be divorced by Monday.
Well,
What are you
I was
talking
gonna
about?
say she might not know the name, but like,
Hey, listen, I just said,
That
do you know who
wasn't
he
the
is?
bet.
She
Yeah.
said no. All right, that's right. I mean, I'm just saying.
Is he in our church?
Is he yeah. What is he? You lead a small group or community group?
That's gonna be funny. She's gonna be like, how do you know him, or how should I know him? Should I know him all?
Trey, what does he look like?
Yeah,
Never go back.
no, I don't know.
Not in
I'm
our
not sure.
church.
Not sure.
Jennifer worships.
Never met him. Never met
He's,
him.
not
Don't
the,
know.
he's,
Never met
he's
him.
the drummer. He's the bass player in the back.
I'm gonna go into our Google search history on Monday, and I'm gonna see Jason Momoa.
Yep.
That's that might happen.
Yeah,
All right.
posters going up.
Okay, so we stopped at Ed. He said Flash Gordon. All right, Jennifer, who do you got? Superhero.
What? Sorry,
That's a
I
superhero.
wasn't paying attention anymore.
Clearly,
I-
that's fact.
What are we doing? Talking about superheroes?
Who's your favorite superhero?
Thor.
Of course.
It's a good one.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. She's consistent.
She didn't say Aquaman.
right? I mean, she's consistent. All right, Scott, what do you got?
The Cap.
Oh, look at that. You got
Captain America.
That's commitment right there.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. What do you got?
True
Raquel?
American hero.
For me, it would be Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. All right, Mitch, what do you got?
I'll
Who's
go
your-
I can get down with
Wolverine.
Wait, say that again.
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Oh, that is
Yeah.
good.
I can
There
see
you
you.
go.
You've been
All right,
Wolverine
there you
for
go.
Halloween once, haven't you?
Wolverine.
I can see that.
I used
can
to
see
rock
that.
the chops. I could do it.
There you go. All right. So National Superhero Day, everybody. Enjoy that. But yeah, I always wanted to fly. I don't really care about the X-ray vision, but the flying would be legit. So big fan of Superman. All right. Also, we got a random question today. Our producers put this question together every show that we do this on. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it yet. Could be good. Could be bad. Could be dud. Might be funny. Might be serious. What's our random question of the day today? What's the weirdest superstition you've ever heard? The weirdest. The oddest to me is people that wear clothes for a certain amount of time, like athletes, all like sweaty, smelly clothes. That's
The
is
thing.
that John? Is that what John does? He wears like a jersey and doesn't wash it till his team loses.
Socks.
Oh,
I think it was like the
Socks.
hockey socks.
No, it was my undershirt, and every time you hit a
oh, I'm glad he said undershirt,
I
not
was
underwear.
gonna say thing. I was like, please don't say what I'm thinking.
at the end it was just a collar.
Yeah,
He
I
said
thought
it
he
was
was
just
going
a
underwear.
collar at the end of the
Okay.
shirt.
Yeah. I thought he was going to say underwear for a minute there, but fortunately, we did not go that route, which is good. Anybody ever heard of any other weird superstitions out there?
How about knocking on your car roof whenever you go through a yellow light?
I do.
What does that do?
It's not a superstition.
Coleman, you
I was
do
gonna
that?
say that I do that too.
Really?
I've always done it as a kid.
I don't knock on the
Serious?
I
What?
step on the accelerator a little.
That's
bit.
awesome.
You knock
Yeah.
on the car roof.
Yeah, like
just
Yeah,
give
you
it a
go
little
through a yellow
tap.
light and you just hit a.
Oh yeah,
You know,
100%.
I put my foot down the accelerator. That's all I do.
Yeah, so do I.
Make sure I get through it. You know.
Oh, yeah.
it's like
way
a
different.
thank you, I made it. I don't know.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to say that because I put my
I
foot
do
on
the
the
same
accelerator.
thing when
you know?
when one headlight car comes back. I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
Bye.
Like,
What happens when
call
it turns?
We call
what
it a
happens when-
padiddle for some reason.
Yeah, that's Padiddle.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Padiddle game.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens when it goes orange or maybe red and you go through it? Do you?
I don't know. I use my sunroof as a guide. Like, hit the yellow light and it doesn't so red, I'm good.
Okay. All right. I don't know. But okay.
That's
All right.
because you got a sunroof.
So let me ask this: what does that superstition do? Like, if you knock, what do you think happens when you do that? Is there something?
It's
you
just
think-
good luck. Like if you go through, if he drives through a yellow light and doesn't knock, he has to go back through the light.
Thing?
And he has to go back through it at yellow, so he has to time it.
Takes a while.
It takes a while.
I don't think I've never not done it, so I have no idea what happens if I don't do it. So I always do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish we had this clip, but probably one of the best clips from TV has to be Michael Scott. I wouldn't say I'm superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. That would have been good to have on the show today. So good stuff. All right, so that's the random question of the day. All right, listen, we got to bring this train in for to the depot. We got to finish this thing out every week. Ed, whenever I have time to prepare, we do this thing called This Week in Pictures, where we talk about what happened last week in pictures, and we got a couple this week, so we're going to go ahead and show this off. So we're going to start This Week in Pictures. We need like a theme song to go with this as well. We're going to have to work on that at some point too. All right, Rob, talk to us, my friend.
Well, that's our buddy Greg Roberts down at TIA, and he was
The
sporting
socks.
the BWS socks on the left there.
Nice.
The guy on the right is who knows who the guy on the right is besides me.
I saw you post about it.
It's not George Lopez.
You told me who it was, so I'm not gonna say.
Who is it?
So it's Cesar Rosas from the band Los Lobos.
Los Lobos. Yeah. I was about to say that.
Yeah,
it really was.
He's actually dating a high school principal in the Chicago area. He's from LA, but so he's spending a lot of time here, and he's gotten to be friends with some
high school principal. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she's principal. She's keeping it in line with a ruler. But
really?
he's gotten to be friends with some of my people that own a record store, and last weekend was record store day. So he's a band of some really super musicians that he plays with called Cesar Rosas and the Chi-Town Playboys.
Oh.
And they're really, really talented.
That's cool. So getting a little live music from
live music last weekend was good.
Cool.
Last week.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Okay, next Jen, we got you here. I made Jen's photos, everybody. I'm super excited about that. Hey.
So that we talked about CJ earlier.
There's CJ.
The photo in the middle was taken because me, Trey, and CJ were just standing like that talking. Like I just thought we were legitimately sitting there talking to each other. So my friend Sarah took that photo. So that's at the end of TIA last week. And then it was Volunteer Appreciation Day the other day. So I was at school. I'm the room mom for kindergarten. So that's me and my son. And then we came home and made brownies. And yes, his little apron does say Monrosaurus on it.
Yeah, I love that.
Adorable.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that picture of CJ, by the way, that's way before the actual evening festivities began. That's early in the night. That's like 6:30 at night. So that's a different picture. Yeah, it gets a little crazy a little bit later on in the show. All right, Scott, we got some pictures from you, my friend.
Yeah, Kane Brown came to Boise. So
Kane Brown, right there.
Kane Brown, and as his wife, I was so glad that she was actually a good singer live. So, but my wife is a fan of making shirts and stuff. So any concert, that's a custom shirt that she made. So
is that what this is right here?
To open up an Etsy store, but her confidence is not there. But the middle picture, funny story. Kane Brown was in town last year, and I took my wife because I'm a good husband. And these were the people that we sat next to, and we had a blast. And so on our way out of the concert, they found us, and they say, "Oh, the people we're sitting next to this concert is lame, so we missed you, and so we're so glad we found you." So I took a picture of them because they said we're gonna put it on Facebook and tell the story. So I was just the guy taking the picture on that one.
Nice. Yeah,
but I didn't get you. I couldn't find the pictures. I wanted to send pictures. I had last weekend. I had my number 8 wedding ceremony, so it was nice. It was fun.
Well, officiating, not participating. Everybody,
no, and I still need to get some examples of the one, our last guest. So
yeah, the AI examples of some sermon prep on that. No, send them next week. We'll get them on the show next week. That'll be good. We had TA last week. I didn't get in the golf tournament, so I just created my own. This is 12 of the 16 guys in logistics that showed up a day early to play some golf, and we had an absolute blast out there. 36 holes. I'm getting way too old for 36 holes, but we had a good time and had a lot of fun. And there's one of us or two of us there that were taking it way too serious. Those are the people wearing pants. Listen, if you are an amateur golfer and you're wearing pants, stop it. Please just stop it. Zach Schuchart.
Yeah, but Zach Schuchart's practically, I mean, he's a little better than an amateur.
Listen, he's definitely an amateur, but he's good. He's good.
He's good. He's good enough to wear pants.
He can probably pull it off, but come on, it's just a fun outing. Come on, just wear shorts, just be like the rest of us. That's all I'm saying. But it was good.
I had no idea that was a thing. I guess I'll wear shorts.
Well, so listen, if you wear pants, only pros wear pants playing golf, and so it's like you're telling people I'm good enough to be. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things. You're like, come on, pants,
I had no idea.
What if you just have cold legs?
It was 80 degrees in Orlando.
Oh yeah, no.
There's an idea.
Yeah. 80 degrees in Orlando. Like if it's cold, I'll wear pants, but it's because it's cold. Like if it's an
not
80
because
degree,
you're
I'm not wearing
pro.
pants.
That's a dumb
because
move.
I'm not. It's an unwritten rule, like
That's a dumb move.
It's one of those things. Deal with it. Okay, couple things. I had the chance to. So I got a new sponsor for Standing Out. So SPI Logistics is sponsoring us on Standing Out, and it was interesting because they sponsor Blythe Brumley and they sponsor Chris Jolly, and so we all got to go to dinner. And this dinner was hilarious. In fact, we were probably only 15 minutes into it when the conspiracy theories started rolling from Chris Jolly, which was hilarious. We had a good time with that. And the whole conversation was just great. So it was fun to talk about them. But I'll tell you what's interesting is they have found a real niche in sponsoring podcasts. They've gotten a real bump from that, from brand recognition and from agents and from people that just want to do it. So it's really kind of interesting and fascinating, but it's always good to get another sponsor, keep the show rolling, which was awesome. So we had the chance to have dinner last week at TIA, which was really cool and a lot of fun. Always good to hang out with Chris and Blythe and talk podcasting and stuff like that. I like to take selfies. You guys know this? So
I've never noticed that.
I took a few selfies at TIA. This was the opening reception. Desmond Clark from the Chicago Bears there in the lower left-hand corner, and so many other great friends, many of which are going to be at TMSA coming up. So we're going to take some more selfies.
You look like you had a lot of fun at that opening reception.
I did have Armstrong Transport Group. That's right. It was a great opening reception. It was well done. That's right. They did a good job on that. And then a few more things from TIA. Again, I like to take a few selfies. So it happens. A lower left-hand corner here. This is Janice Compton of DAT. This is my first sales leader. She hired me. She trained me. She's awesome. One of the best trainers and sales leaders that I've ever been around. So it was really cool to see her again and just catch up. It's been years. When I started working with her, my little Hannah was 3. Who's now 15. So and they used to come in the office. So Hannah and Naomi, 3 and 1, they'd come in. I got pictures of like Naomi sitting on my desk, typing my computer and stuff like that. And so it's always fun to catch up and talk stories about family and do that. But it was great to see her. And obviously I got to see Paul Bernard Jaroslawski there, who just makes me look incredibly short, even though I am short. It makes me look really, really short. The team from Highway, Kendra from Truck Stop, and Sarah.
He's about 6'6", so don't feel bad.
He's 6'8".
6'8",
every
okay.
bit of it.
He's tall.
Every bit of it. He's very, very tall. Okay, and so let's see. Moving on. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I got a few more selfies. I took a few more selfies.
Just a few.
I may have an issue. Our boy Nick Dangle's right there. Mark Fiorini, who just joined the board. Doug Clark, a great mentor of mine. Steve Van Otten from Freight Tech and Jeff. Those guys. The dude, Michael Vincent was there. Corey Eckley. So good to see all those people. And so, okay, moving on. We got some. No, not quite yet. Got a few more. This is the TIA crew. These are all the TIA people. So I have a selfie problem. This might be an issue. I think I just walk around taking selfies with everybody. All right, this is the last one. I promise, the last one. So a few more selfies with some friends. There's CJ, and that is the late night CJ picture, everybody. That's the one right there. And we will see everybody next year at TIA. And finally, we're going to end with this today. One news story. No, wait. That's not a news story. Look at this. My daughter got a permit real quick. Got a permit.
Yay.
Let's carry around here. That's kind of the way it goes. Okay, we're going to end with this. This is the last one. So you guys might have seen this. Biden decided to run for president again. Interestingly enough, the majority of Democrats don't want him to run. So we'll see how this whole turns out. Going to be really
weird. I didn't expect that.
There was a reporter in the White House that said, majority of Democrats don't want you to run. What do you say to that? Like, that's interesting. That's ballsy. So, we'll see what happens with all that. But anyways, with that being said, everybody, we are out of here. And I think the only song that we can listen to on the way out has to be this one. Everybody, have a great week tomorrow. Make a donation today. It's going to be doubled. Make a donation. We're on the Street Tough Charity Challenge. Ed,
good luck,
Trey.
Trey.
Being on the show, buddy. Appreciate it.
Get him, Trey.
I'm just kidding.
Good to meet you, Ed.
Peace out, guys. We'll see you.
Happy Friday.